Theo, thank you very much for the invitation to your factory here in Chelmsford. Now, Cloud NC, very, very different startup model, but tell me a little bit about the background and the future.
Sure. So Cloud NC is not a traditional manufacturing company. We actually started about 4 years ago as an artificial intelligence company built specifically to tackle the biggest problem that we had ever discovered in manufacturing. And that is that CNC machines, like you see here, they're not automatic. They produce more than 100 billion pounds worth of components for every industry under the sun every single year, from oil and gas, medical, defense, space, motorsports, Formula One, you name it, they do it. But today there's a serious issue with them, and that is that if I want to have this machine produce a component for me, I can't simply give it a 3D file and press go. That's how it should be. The reality is I'm going to have to sit in front of a computer for anything from 1 to, in extreme cases, more than 600 hours, telling the machine in excruciating detail everything about how it's going to produce that component. Now, this is a big problem for 2 reasons. Firstly, if I want to make a prototype or a very small batch, we've got no way of amortizing that human CAM programming time over many units, which means that if I do a prototype, then 90% of what gets charged to the customer could be that first-time setup. But this is a process that is used to make everything from one-offs all the way up to iPhone chassis in the millions. As soon as you get beyond a few units, you start running into problem number 2, and that is that there are trillions of ways of producing a component with a machine like this, but only a few of them are fast, and it's just beyond the capability of you or I to be able to search through that space of trillions and find one of the best. That means that pretty much everything out there is being produced probably less than half as fast as it theoretically could be with exactly the same tools and equipment. So if I want single units, they're too expensive. If I want thousands of units, they're also far more expensive than they should be. So what we've been working on for the last 4 years is software that solves both sides of that problem. Software to which you simply give a 3D file, you tell it what your machine is and the parameters of it, you tell it what tools you have, and then you just press go. Cloud NC then runs a vast artificially intelligent mathematical optimization searching for the fastest way of producing that component with the equipment available. This means that we can do one-offs at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time of what is possible with traditional CAM programming. It also means that we can make large batches much faster and cheaper than anybody else can, because our software can optimize production in a way that the human mind is just unable to do.
So basically what you're saying is that you've developed software that drives this machine for end users.
That's right. That's the core of our AI proposition. We're building not just software that controls these machines completely autonomously and more efficiently than ever before, but a full factory operating system. So what we are in right now is Cloud NC's first ever factory. It's a factory where we're proving that the technology works and developing the framework for further completely autonomous factories. The end goal being that one day in the near future, a customer of ours will be able to upload a 3D file to our site or send it to one of our sales team, and then from that point onwards, everything is automatic. The price is generated automatically, the programming is done automatically, the tools and material are shipped in automatically, the machines are loaded by these robots automatically. We even do inspection and verification completely autonomously. And by doing all of this, you can cut the time and the cost to produce a component or many components down to levels that are just impossible today.
Now, today we're here on behalf of REM Systems, who supplied this fantastic Erowa automation cell. Now, you've also chosen DMG Mori machines and also Mazak to be your partners. Can you tell me a little bit about that background of why you've actually chose Erowa to be your automated partner?
Of course. So our general equipment purchase philosophy is we only buy the absolute best that the market has to offer. The simple reason being, if something goes wrong, we want it to be our fault so that we can fix the problem in our software or fix the problem in our processes, rather than hunting around for something that went wrong with the machine, because that's something that we can't control and we can't necessarily improve on except for by buying more expensive equipment. Now, when we were trying to assess the market and decide what kind of robotic loading we wanted for our machines, because of course they should run lights out over nights and weekends, Erowa was really the only system that made sense. The reason we chose it is because not only is it very easy to use, it's one of the only systems on the market that is truly flexible. We want to be loading our robots up in such a way that we are running one-offs and prototypes autonomously overnight. So we need robots that can take a huge variety of different component sizes, different materials, different everything, and have a different program being loaded into the machine every single time, as well as being incredibly reliable so we get no downtime. We investigated just about everything out there, and Erowa was the clear leader.
Now, obviously, the company's going to grow. Do you feel that these partners are going to be part of that process, not only through this factory, but the other factories for the future for Cloud NC?
Absolutely. Like I said, so far this is the best equipment that we've identified on the market. The only reason that we would go somewhere else is if we can't get enough of them.
Rami, you're the Chief Commercial Officer here at Cloud NC, but what I'm really interested about is how do you bring this to market?
Well, our technology is very versatile, and we've built it that way. So essentially, we can tackle any job of any sort for any application. At present, though, our technology is best fitted for the type of jobs that are going to be prismatic design, so flat surfaces that could be machined with 3+2, or 5-axis machines. We also don't really have a sector focus, but we do work a lot with medical, aerospace, electronics, and automotive industries for now. This is primarily where most of our customers come from at the moment. But like I said, it's pretty agnostic.
And when you look at the batch runs, for instance, are you looking for the prototypes? Are you looking for the companies that are producing multiple parts?
So I would say the use cases we observe are mostly from 0 to 1,000 parts. Typically that will serve the purpose of machining a prototype. You're an engineer, you have a test run, you need to make quick prototypes before the deadlines, and you need quick turnarounds. This is where we're good at. Another thing is going to be smaller production runs, so you want basically to pre-test a larger batch, or you don't necessarily need to produce a lot of components, and this is where you'll come to us for quality or cost purposes.
With your experience and your background in the marketplace, is this the future of manufacturing?
Indeed. As a matter of fact, we've built probably one of their larger sales team in the UK at the moment, and we're focusing in the UK for this year. And their job is primarily to both sell but also evangelize and educate the industry. We do tend to meet a lot of customers that have basically worked with the same suppliers over the years, and one of our jobs and first mission is to educate them as to what are the new technologies available out there and what are the benefits they can derive from it. And primarily, they find out that nowadays you don't need to basically engage as much with your suppliers. You can get parts at a push of a button that are going to be manufactured much cheaper than your existing supply chain can do, thanks to new technologies available out there, but also be produced much faster, and the quality will always be the same since the programmation is robotic with Cloud C.
And talking about the customers, any engineers that are actually watching this video, if they are a very, very small manufacturing company up to a larger OEM, should they be in contact with you?
Definitely. For any types of work, really. And to get on board is really simple. We're not asking customers to change their processes. It's just basically to consider a new supplier. All it takes is to give it a shot, send a job, and see what happens. You can reach us basically at hello@cloudnc.com, or check us out on our website, or call us by telephone. Our details are available online.
And I presume that the sales team are there on hand in an older traditional way, being the face of Cloud NC.
From end to end, we're trying to bring a top-class service. So really, from the reception of your order, the speed at which it's going to be processed, the professionalism you're going to get through, all the way to the delivery of your part, we're trying to be best in class here.